Institute.
Hi, Carol. Well, this is Barb Satterwhite, and I'm here with my wonderful friend, Carol Patterson, and she's a nursing colleague from Canada. And Carol has a phenomenal story to share with you. So, Carol, would you just tell us how you were introduced to Nikken?
How I was introduced to Nikken. Well, I am a mother of 6, and I was in chronic pain, neuritis in my face, and pelvic floor pain for 12 years. And I existed. I was on enough medication to kill a horse, pardon the expression, but I existed. I was able to be the best mom I could be, but I spent my life on a hot water bowl and eating bad and taking drugs. And I got exposed to this company called Nikken through my sister, who thought she could help me with magnets, and I thought my sister was crazy. And you know, my husband is a physician, and trust me, he was not open either. But you know what? My sister loaned me a sleep cistern, and I slept on that sleep cistern one night. I get up the next morning, and I don't know whether you've ever seen the new movie Mrs. Doubtfire, but that's how I felt, was Robin Williams, that for first time in 12 years I got up and I just could move and I didn't hurt. And I thought, yes, this is it. And so, in 4 days, pardon me, they let me have this sleep system. I was able to walk and do all the things that I never thought I could do. And that's how my journey started with Nikken. And for 8 years, I was just flying high.
How many years were you in pain before you...
I was in pain for the previous 12 years before.
Wow.
Yes, for 12 years. And I had 6 kids under 14 at that time.
Wow.
So it was hard being the mom and trying to be the mom I could be. But when I finally started just feeling so great, I just wanted to share my experience with everybody I could. And I thought life was so beautiful, and I was so thankful. And then 8 years later, I crashed in Mexico with a liver disease that my sister and I both had a disease that was in the family. So it was genetic, and it was really something else to think the two of us had this disease. We lived entirely different lives.
What was the disease?
Primary biliary cirrhosis. And
non-related to alcohol?
Oh, no. This was the one thing that here I am a nurse, and I thought, oh my goodness. Well, I used to think patients that were with cirrhosis of the liver, they had alcohol. So have I gone a different journey, I'll tell you. So it was something else. I had to just learn to, it was horrific initially, but I was on Nikken nutritionals, and of course they took me off everything. I was so weak, I didn't know whether I was coming or going. And of course I fought to get back on my nutritionals, and I did, and as I did, my body was reacting to the goodness I had. And that was beautiful. For 8 years I was stabilized. My hepatologist could not even understand she couldn't believe how well I was. And then a cancer hit in my liver, and that was like 2 to 5% of people with this disease got cancer. Well, that changed my life for another 2 years, but I finally got my liver, and when I got my liver...
You mean a transplant?
Pardon me, yes, a transplant. And when I got this liver transplant, I was in hospital and out of hospital in 12 days. And they still are talking about me in the Halifax.
What do you think attributed to you getting out so early?
It was just the fact that I was on the Nikken nutritionals and was in a wellness home for 8 years, and that's why I became stabilized. Then when the cancer hit, I just was, okay, I'm going to deal with this. And but when I went in for, when you were on a transplant list, that you don't know when you're going to get that transplant. So when they called, I just knew I took my nutritionals that morning, and I thought, thank you God, I was able to do that. And anyway, I was sitting up on the side of the bed the first night, and the nurses could not believe it. They're still talking about me in Halifax, because they never had a patient that just was on this table for 10 hours and was able to sit on the side of the bed that night. So
Wow.
I was out in 12 days, home in less than three weeks, and truly dancing. It's 3 months. So it's just been an incredible
Now,
journey.
what did you use in the Nikken products that you think contributed to that?
What did I use? I was on liver support. I was on the bone density. I was on women's Siaga, the Gesterol. I was on everything I could take to keep my age and my body healthy. And
What about
true.
the sleep system and the water?
Oh, my wellness home. That was the most. Oh, I'm sorry, Barb. This is so beautiful. I got out of the hospital day 12, day 14. My kids brought down the rest of my wellness home. I did have my water being brought into me, but I did not have my air wellness. I did not have my true sleep pad and pillow and comforter. My kids brought them down on day 15. I went to see the physician. In 6 days, I was able to hop up on his examination table, and he couldn't believe the fact that, and my husband's a physician too, so Dr. Peltekian said, oh my gosh, because a week before I could not get up on the table. But when I got into my wellness home, I was able to jump up on the table and ask him to take out the staples in my abdomen.
So by your wellness home, you mean your apartment in Halifax? You
Yeah, I
had
made
the
it
sleep
my
system and
yes.
water and
Yeah, I had everything there, and I just blossomed. And he said to my husband, "Did you see what she just did? Take her home." So I was discharged.
Wow.
Because, I was home in less than 3 weeks. So he calls me his poster child.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and and I keep trying to share my story with people, and truly, it's just been an incredible journey. It hasn't been easy, but I am so blessed to have been exposed to.
And this is, we're in Orlando right now at a Nikken conference, and this is what, 2 years plus?
2 years plus, yeah. It's 2 years, February 28th. Yes.
And she looks wonderful. So, Carol, thank you so much for sharing. And have any words of wisdom to say to conclude this?
My words of wisdom are the fact that, a wellness home, I just cannot tell people to be, have a wellness, an air wellness in my room, to be sleeping on a magnetic sleep system, to be taking my nutritionals, to have my water, filtered water. I mean, it's just, people say to me, aren't you sick, or how do you feel? And I say, well, you know what, if I were to look in my incision, I wouldn't even know I had a transplant.
Wow.
So, no, I think it's incredible, and I think if we can help our bodies by doing all these healthy things, and even though I had things coming against me, I bounced back.
A lot quicker than the average transplant.
Oh, yeah.
And didn't you say when you were discharged you were on no medications and the average patient?
Oh, pardon me. When the nurses came in and wanted to get on my anti-rejection drugs, you do have to take anti-rejection drugs because you've got another person's organ in your body. She said to me at my age, she said, I do not believe, and I have never seen anyone in these last 8 years that I've been working here to have a patient that was on absolutely no medication at all and could start from scratch with her anti-rejection drugs.
Wow, and
She
how
said-
young are you?
A few years younger than 70, a few months. Yeah. So, but I
You'll
was
be 70
67.
this year, and
Yeah, I was 67 when I got my transplant.
wow, and you look wonderful.
Well, I feel great, and I'm able to do everything that I have never missed a heartbeat since magnetics came into my life.
Wow, you are so precious. Thank you so much, Carol, for sharing.
Thank you.